What's going on, guys? Greg here, and you are tuned into The Dot, the show where we go over all the best new music of the month. And the month is March 2019, and this month did not disappoint, led by Tame Impala, blessing our ears with new music for the first time since Currents back in 2015. Very interesting new song. The cover was Congo drums, so it kind of threw you off right away. And it started out as regular Tame, but it turns into this beautiful disco pop song, so it's going to be very interesting to see what Tame's going to come up with on their upcoming album. Vampire Weekend gave us two more new songs, Baby Blue and Sunflower, off their upcoming album Father of the Bride, that's set to release May 3rd, so we only have one more month to wait for that. My surprise of the month was Strand of Oaks and their new album Eraserland. I've always been a fan-ish of Strand of Oaks, but they've never really done it for me. This album might have done it for me. I mean, I thought this was pretty incredible. Hints of U2 as they go through this upbeat, more full style, and I was just really blown away by the album. And Foals releases their much anticipated album, Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost Part 1, and it was really cool to hear this new album from Foals because it did get a lot of hype, and it showed a new perspective on their sound. When you go back to 2013 when they came on the scene with songs like Spanish Sahara and My Number, it was really cool to listen to their new sound. It was called Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost Part 1. I'm not sure. I'm kind of confused on whether there's going to be a Part 2. I guess that's left to be decided. Pond hits the scene. Tame Impala's backing band, Kevin Parker's backing band, I should say, with Tasmania, their new album, which I thought was really good top to bottom. I mean, Pond really hasn't disappointed that much, so it wasn't that much of a surprise that they came out with another really cool record. American Football releases LP3, and for American football fans like myself, I mean, it was just really, really good to, first of all, hear new music from American football, but then obviously they came in with really high quality music there. Flume releases an album or a mixtape called Hi, This Is Flume, and then in parentheses mixtape. Interesting listen, always good to hear new music from Flume. Hosier, not Hosier, Hosier releases his new album Wasteland Baby, and no negative comments about that. I think that met expectations. I have nothing bad to say about that album. And Japanese House releases Good at Falling, and if you're a Japanese House fan, then you would have liked their new album. I want to give a special shout to two artists in the hip-hop realm. Little Sim's new album Gray Area was phenomenal, and Deem Spencer's new album Pretty Face. If you guys even kind of like hip-hop, please check out those albums. Very interesting listens, very well put together albums. But that is enough with albums and artists that you guys may have heard of before. We are here to go over some artists you may have missed this month, and we're gonna start here with an artist from Austin, Texas, coming fresh off of South by Southwest. Rolling Stones did a write-up of the 30 best bands they saw at South by, and this band came in at number 15. This is Black Pumas with their new song Fire.
Don't be
Black Pumas are a psych soul band who actually come from Austin, Texas, where South by Southwest is, and they'll be playing in Dallas in April, and then they'll head overseas in May to play in France, Netherlands, and Germany. Good for them. Their sound is caught on, and I'm really excited to hear more of them moving forward. All right, let's go from a psych soul band over to an electro pop trio from Australia. This band is called Mansion Air, and they came out with their debut album, Shadow Boxer, in the beginning of the month, and I have had it on repeat ever since I first heard it. NPR said it best by saying there's a whimsical throb to the music of Mansion Air, and I think that's a great way to describe their sound. Very listener friendly. They have elements of pop, electronic music, and alternative. I could definitely see this band getting very popular moving forward, but again, it's just their debut album, but really, really good album. I highly suggest you guys make the time to listen to that, and we're gonna check out a song off that album called We Could Leave.
I'm only flickering, it's just a phase I'm in, not the shape I fit. How'd I get so tongue-tied? So sorry I'm vacant. I'm watching from the sidelines while all the noise, it holds me still. And I wanna be by your side, but I ain't got the patience. Been waiting for you all night. Come and fill the space I feel. We could leave and grace the night lights before everybody vacates. But I'm caught up in your guidelines with all this time left to kill. We don't have to have everything at once. The light upon your figure is pulling on the trigger. We don't have to have everything at once. The light upon your figure got me wrapped around your finger.
It only happens once a month, so you must be on the dot.
I get ahead of myself all the time. We've been out of them all in line. Lights over my head. I run, but what can you do? Like a million reflectors shining into you. What can you do?
Mansion Air with We Could Leave into Cape Francis with his new song Ahead of Myself, and that's off Cape Francis's fourth studio album called Deep Water. And Cape Francis is a solo project of Kevin Oakland Henthorn, one of those two, and he used to be part of a band called Stone Cold Fox. And Kevin H., there we go, describes Cape Francis's project as a project to reapproach a relationship with an instrument after years of feeling stuck in indie rock power chords. So this next band is Liily with two I's, L-I-I-L-Y, and it doesn't take any eyes to hear how great their new EP was that came out this month called I Can Fool Anybody in This Town. And I feel like this song does need somewhat of a warning label. This is heavy rock music. I mean, this is intense, and the band says it themselves. They make music to make people crazy. And if you watch the music video for this song that we're about to play called Sold off their new EP, you could just see the intensity of the live show and the crowd. So warning, this is heavy rock, and this is Liily's new song called Sold. Liily is a 5-piece band from the outskirts of LA, and they did just pop up on the Lollapalooza lineup. They are set for 2 shows in Georgia as we head into May, one of which being Shaky Knees, and they're going to head overseas to continue their tour. This next artist, Van Common, just released an EP this past month called Time is a Dream, and Van Common is a solo project from Sebastian von Ravenhorst, A+ name there, and he put a lot of work into this EP. He said he didn't get out of the house for about a week. He went to the local supermarket, stocked up on food, and wanted to completely let go of everyday life while writing and recording this EP. And this is what he came up with. This is his new song, How to Disappear.
Hey, can I help you? I look deep in her eyes and I thought of something funny to say. My hands were shaking. It was 3 in the morning when I showed her how to disappear.
It only happens once a month, so you must be on the dot.
Another artist from Australia. She is heading to the West Coast as we get into April. She's going to hit Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco before heading to Rock Slide Festival overseas in Denmark. It is now time to reveal the artist of the month for March 2019. The artist of the month is Nick Waterhouse, who came out with his 4th studio album this past month, which was a self-titled album called Nick Waterhouse, and it was awesome, man. It was just a refreshing listen. If you're a fan of Leon Bridges and that old school style of soul and rhythm and blues, then this was right up your alley. I was really taken aback once I first listened to it. Another album I've had on repeat, and I think Pitchfork nailed it when describing Nick Waterhouse. It's that 50s rockabilly mixed with the 60s pop and a little bit of old school soul. So we're going to check out 2 songs here off the new record, Which Was Writ and Black Glass.
I used to think that was written was a meant and a meant to be written. Sitting all alone in a little terracotta kitchen, turning page after page as my fingers gotten darker. the words of submission. Well, my mind a red marker. Trust that the people could and the people could learn. A fellow in turn deserve a fellow turn. And speaking truth ring like a song. Oh, I used to trust, but I learned that I was wrong. And now got a question. My father never had to ask these kind of things. I don't think they happened in the past. I've been walking on the Strasser, strolling on the boulevard. Long before cold computing, you know they had cars. Visions we didn't ask. It's just enough to make you cry. Didn't ask. Hey, adapt or die.
Nick Waterhouse there with Which Was Writ and Black Glass. And guys, that's going to do it for the March episode of The Dot. Thank you guys so much for listening. We went through Black Pumas, Mansion Air, Cape Francis, Liily with Two Eyes, Van Common, Stella Donnelly. Nick Waterhouse was our artist of the month. And we're going to let a group called 100 Birds play us out with their new song, All I Do. And guys, remember to go follow these bands on Bands in Town. See them when they come to your city to play a live show. Go to their website, buy their merch, support the music, and remember, it only happens once a month, so you must be on the dot.